Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pleasantview. Today we are playing with the Oldie family. Now, a quick note, the voiceover track from this gameplay footage was corrupted and I was unable to retrieve it. So I am recording this voiceover while I'm editing the video. Will do my best to avoid spoilers, but full disclosure, you are not getting my first reactions to what's happening in the game since I did record this gameplay a few days ago. My apologies for that, and hopefully next episode we'll be back to our usual format. Aren't they so cute? Look at them. I love them snuggling in bed. All right, Dixie, what are you up to? Chewing on your bone. Look how cute she is. Her needs are really good. Her social's a little low, but we can handle that after Herb wakes up. Oh, Coral is fully rested. Why don't you use the toilet? And then you should get something to eat before you go to work. And Herb, look at you. Why don't you do some house spouse stuff? Just clean up a little bit. He wants to take a bubble bath, so maybe we will do that later. I also need them to do laundry, so I may... Oops! Random occurrence. Unexpected lack of time. Time has played a trick on you. Remove 3 days from your Sim's age and watch as they gain a few wrinkles, reflecting the wisdom and experiences of a life lived to the fullest. Oh my god. This is like the worst possible house this could happen to. 3 days? I'm not sure either of them even has 3 days left. So whoever we do this to could very well die because we do this. Ugh. The Ross is so mean. Who are we gonna do this? I don't know. The truth is that if I do this with Herb, he's older than Coral, so he could very well pass away. Coral may be able to survive it, but who's gonna run the school if she doesn't? So in this alcove, I was thinking I could put a washer. Maybe. We can't fit a washer and a dryer there, though. But I definitely want Herb to do laundry today, and he can't go to the laundromat while Coral is at school. He's going to have to go after she gets back, but if one of them is going to potentially pass away today, then I don't want to send him to the laundromat. All right, Herb, why don't you take care of some of your needs? Yep, just use the toilet while she's in there. Why not? You guys have been married for what, like 50 years, 40 years? Who knows? I'm sure they've used the toilet in front of each other already. All right, Coral. Change into your everyday, and then, all right, Herb, after you use the toilet, change into your everyday, and then come downstairs. Look at Dixie like, hey, Mama Coral. All right, get whatever that is. All right, and then Herb is almost on his way downstairs. Oh, today is leisure day. Today's a great day for getting outdoors, having a grill out, and watching fireworks. We 100% need to have them do something for leisure day because we haven't done anything for leisure day in the other households yet. So we definitely need to do it for them. All right, so Herb is the one that I am going to do the 3 days with, and I really hope he doesn't pass away. All right, we added 1 day, and he's still here. 1 day older, Herb Oldie. And he's still here, but look at that bar. Okay, we gotta do 1 more day. 1 more day and see if he survives it. I'm so sorry, Herb, but I need Coral to run the school. I'm so sorry. All right, he's still alive. He's still alive. He's still alive. Whew. That was close. Oh, Dixie, you don't like the TV? Well, just be happy you have at least another day with Herb. I don't know how long he's gonna last. His age bar is super full. But I need Coral to run the school. So my original plan was to have Coral work this week, so today's Thursday, also work on Friday, and then I was gonna have her retire, and then we would have the whole weekend to pick a new principal for the school to figure it out. Because I wanted her to spend some time with Herb. So that's definitely what we're going to do. But I need her to run the school today and tomorrow. So, all right. Well, Coral, why don't you go get dressed and then you can watch some TV to get your fun up a little bit before you have to go to work. It's already about 7. She works from 8 to 4 p.m. So she's going to have to go to work soon, but not right away. So she can get her fun up just a little bit more. And Herb can take care of the house today while she's gone, spend some time with Dixie. It could still be his last day. I mean, he could die tonight when the age meter changes at 7 p.m., so. Let's get him doing his house spouse stuff and his jammies. That's the best thing about retirement, probably, is getting to hang out in your pajamas all day. Oh, I really hope he doesn't die. I wanted them to have the weekend together at least, or at least a day. They haven't gone out on a date or anything. I'm gonna feel so guilty if he dies, but if it was anybody else, I wouldn't worry. But like, who would be our principal? Who would run the school today without Coral? Okay. Well, just watch some TV together. She's like, honey, are you feeling well? Do you want to take some medicine? You look like maybe you have a fever. I have some pills upstairs. Medicine? I'm not taking no medicine. All right, Coral, let's go to the school. You have work to do. Today is Thursday, so it is Domestic Sciences Day at the school with Brandy Broke teaching our Domestic Sciences elective. All right, so here is Coral arriving at the school for our school day. It's not quite 8:30, but the first thing that I need to do is set up our teachers. So I need to make sure that Brandy is set as the Domestic Sciences teacher. And then also Alexander Goth aged up into a teen, so I need to put him in the teen classroom. And then I also need to unenroll the Pleasant twins because they obviously aged up to young adults. So I'm just going to update our student roster. So we're going to put Alexander in class 2, which is the teenager class, and then we're going to unenroll Angela and Lilith. Now, I'm not going to add any new students today. There are only 4 children, so I might add another child sim tomorrow, but I'm not going to do that today. And so before the students arrive, I'm just going to have Coral clean up a little bit using my macro mod. And then I noticed that it says macro repair, which means something on the lot is broken. And I don't know, Coral, where are you going? Where are you going? She's just booking it to repair. Oh, the electricity. Why is the generator box broken? The fuse box, whatever. I feel like it's broken on every lot and I have no idea why. But I guess it's up to our principal, so I hope she doesn't die doing this because mechanical is not her strong suit, but whatever. It's 9 o'clock, time to start school, so let's get everybody here. And then we are going to go and have Marilena go into the child's classroom. So we're going to finish the class that we forgot to finish in the teen class. We're going to start grade work for class 1, which are the children, and then we're going to start classroom period for class 2, which are the teenagers in our elective classroom. Oh, Coral, please don't get electrocuted. Please, 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 please. Oof, okay. All right. Yeah, Brandy, the first student you're going to greet is your son. All right. We'll greet your other students at least. Alex is just... Where are you going, Alexander? Where are you going? Whatever. All right, Marilena's putting the children to work. We are missing somebody. Who is it? Oh, is it Lucy? She's taking the long way around, I guess. Oh, somebody's using the sewing machine. Oh, it's Dustin. Good job, Dustin. That's good because when he makes those pot holders, they'll go into Coral's inventory and she can sell them for the school. That's how the school makes money, when the students make things in class and stuff like that. So Brandy's lifetime want is to sew 200 items on the sewing machine. So if she gets a chance to do that at some point, we will, but obviously she's the teacher, so we need her to focus on being the teacher. Dirk wants to earn a little bit of money, which I have locked in for him, so I'm actually going to have him ask for lessons from Brandy for the candy machine, and he will make some money using the candy maker. Oh, we're business rank 5. Yeah, that means that we're going to get the tier 5 cash perk, which is like 50,000 simoleons or something, and so we're going to be able to use that for scholarships. Awesome. All right, so Dirk filled his want to earn some money because of the chocolates. He's also getting some cooking skill point, which is great. In the children's classroom, it looks like the kids are kind of doing whatever they want. So let's just take a look at what everybody's doing. Chandler's the only one at a desk. Oh, Marilena, where? Why? 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 It is not PE day. Marilena, you're not even teaching the teenagers. I know you want to be friends with Alexander, but no. Marcia has all these wants for skill points, and she also wants to be friends with Bo. So why don't we just socialize friendly with Bo and work on that want for her? Chandler still wants to talk to Lilith, which I had locked in, but otherwise he wants to get an A+ report card. So why don't we create some work for him and have him do some schoolwork to try to get him to an A+ report card, since that's what he wants to do. Create work for Chandler, and then the little book will spawn, and then we can have him go work on that so he can work on his grade. And then Bo is playing with that, but he's going to be socializing, and then Lucy also wants to get an A+ report card. So why don't we have her ask Marilena to help her with her schoolwork, and then hopefully that will improve her grade. Get Marilena to come inside and actually do that. And then Randy, you want to gain skill points, but everything's kind of in use right now. All right, well, both of the sewing machines are in use. The candy machine is in use. So why don't we have you want to gain charisma? You can't gain charisma in this class. All right, well, why don't you just come do, yeah, you can't join making candies, can you? Only one sim can do that at a time. All right, well, we do have this whole wall over here with the stove, so why don't you make something to eat? You are a little bit hungry. So if you make, not quick food, but breakfast, then that'll work on your cooking skill, I guess, which is something you would learn in domestic sciences. And then what are all the teens at? So Alex is still not even in class. He's just totally skipping domestic sciences. Does he think that, like, as a goth, he doesn't need this or something? I don't know. But why don't you come in also and get something to eat, Alexander? Work on your cooking skill point a little bit. You are a family sim. You're going to want cooking skill points. All right, and then Coral, did you finish? Yes, you did repair that. Awesome. So I don't know what all these upgrades necessarily do. See, look, she's got 0 mechanical skill point, but she can upgrade it. And I don't know, I think this might help it not break so much. So we're going to do some of these upgrades, and I'm just going to keep a track on my little notepad here about how much money we're spending, because that's coming out of the school money, not Coral's money. So I want to keep track of how much money that is costing so that at the end of the episode, I can make sure everything is worked out like it should be. Okay, we are more than halfway through the first part of the school day. Very excited I tried that cuisine activity. Okay, good to know, Randy, good to know. I will 100% forget, but okay, good to know that you like cuisine. I love the teenagers using the candy maker and everything. If you eat them all, you can't sell them. Look at Brandy. Brandy's like, that is not what you do when you make the chocolates. Did you see the big X out over her head? Dirk looks so funny doing that, though. She's like, this is how you make the chocolates, and you're making money and all of that. And he's like, nom, 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 nom. He is gaining cooking skill points, so, you know, he's gaining extra because she's helping. He doesn't want to go out with Ivy now, so I'm going to lock that in because I really want to bring Ivy into the, rotation at some point. I would love for her to, make it to be a playable sim at some point. I just think that would be a lot of fun. Dustin is doing great with these pot holders, and you'll notice that they're going into Coral's inventory since this is a business lot and she's the business owner. So these aren't going into Dustin's inventory. He won't be able to sell these later. Coral has them in her inventory and she can sell them later when the school needs money or something. In fact, we may sell them all while we're on this lot tomorrow on Friday. Make sure that all the school stuff is out of her inventory so that if she transfers the lot to somebody else over the weekend, that it's all taken care of. Yeah, Alexander has an A+. How do you have an A+, Alexander? It seems like you're never doing what you're supposed to do at school. All right, well, it is 11 o'clock, so we are going to end the first class of the day, finish that class, and then we are going to come into the lunch area and we are going to start classroom period for all pupils. So everybody should head over there, and Coral is going to go supervise lunchtime. Let's just check to make sure she knows all of her students. She should. She is almost friends with Lilith. I really want to work on that relationship. All right, Brandy, why don't you use the toilet and get some food? And then Marilena, you can get some food also. The kids will get food on their own in the lunchroom, but I want the teachers to use... Oh, I locked that door. I locked that door so only Coral can get in there. My bad. My bad. Oh, well. Well, you know what? Just come use the common area. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. So come use the toilet and then get some food. And then Brandy can use the toilet and get some food. Brandy's the secondary popularity sim now. Oh, look, Alex and Lucy became best friends. That's so cute. These two, I'm not gonna lie, they always end up together in my game. When I don't have to try. They're just always all over each other as soon as they're both teenagers. So assuming they have the appropriate gender preference, that might happen again. I don't know. We'll have to see when Lucy turns into a teenager. I really don't even know what Alexander's gender preference is. So I'm gonna have him interact with some of the other teenagers to see. He could be interested in men or women or both. So we will just have him interact with the different teenagers to see if he has any chemistry with any of them. So far, no. Okay, well, where's Ivy? Oh, Ivy's in the bathroom. Maybe when Ivy gets out of the bathroom, we'll interact with her. But Alex can go use the urinal while he waits to interact with Ivy. Look at everybody. I love lunchtime. Lunchtime at school is actually like the best, in my opinion. I mean, I love the classes and everything, but lunchtime when they all just interact is a lot of fun. Seeing who sits with who and letting their like relationships form sort of organically. So, all right, Alexander, you also need to eat something while it's lunchtime because lunch is actually halfway over already. And then Lucy, you're eating. Look at Randy sitting over there all by himself, just like all lonesome. He really probably misses Angela. I think that Randy and Angela had a strong attraction to each other and he's probably really missing her. Chandler too is just like, la la la, I don't need to eat, I don't need to pee. I'm just gonna play on the swing set. You know you should pee and eat before you go play, Chandler. You have no self-control, do you? Same thing for you, Randy. Go to the bathroom. Alright, Marilena's needs are good. We're still getting customer loyalty stars. I don't know what we're gonna do. So after we get the 5th money that we can use for scholarships, I don't know what other business tree we should work on. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. If any of them would be like super useful or would make sense. Yeah, Alexander really wants to get his first kiss and he's a family sim. So I'm gonna have him interact with Ivy, see if he has any chemistry with her. You know her? Okay, you didn't know her. Now at least you know her. Do you have any chemistry with her? No. No chemistry with her. Okay. I mean, Ivy could be gay too. He might not have chemistry with her because they might just not have matching attractions. I think she's one of the only teen females he knows, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, everybody. Make sure you eat. Make sure you pee. Aw, look at Brandy and Bo. They're so cute. And Dustin thinking about wads of cash. Marilena, weren't you doing this last time? I'm pretty sure Marilena was in here playing chess by herself last episode also. Or, yeah, last episode, I think, was when we hired her. So I want Coral to work on a novel while she's here, since that is her lifetime want, but I guess you can't work on novels on business slots, and either I forgot about that, or I used to have a mod where you could, and I don't have it anymore. So that is a bummer. But we'll just have her putt a little bit to get her fun up because she's the principal, so she can go do that. It is 1 o'clock, so it's time to end lunchtime anyway. Kids are going to go back to class. So now we are going to start grade work for class 2, so the teenagers, and then in the domestic sciences room, we're going to change it to class 1 and then start classroom period for class 1, which are the children. And then everybody should be going to class. Brandy, you really need to go teach. I understand that you like the playground and you look adorable doing it, but I do need you to come teach your class, please. We're going to have to figure out when we pay the brokes. I guess we're going to have to hire a nanny so Brandy can come to work today. Lucy, did you bring your lunch into the room where you can make more food? That kind of doesn't make sense, but all right. All right, Brandy, come introduce yourself to your students. Anybody you don't know especially, but just come introduce yourself to all of your students. And then Marcia still wants to be friends with Bo, so we will work on that some more since that's what she wants to do. Brandy's young at heart, so she gets along with children really well. And Chandler went straight to making a muffin or something. Good on you, Chandler. This is the domestic sciences class. You want to learn how to make muffins? That's great. Brandy is going to work on her sewing, but I actually think I need her to do something else. Oh, is that the first arts and crafts thing you've been able to do? Okay. All right. Well, Lucy really wants to go play because her fun is low, but she can't get to the other room. So I actually think I'm going to have her blow some bubbles because she can do that in here even without an item. I love watching them blow bubbles. It's so cute. Chandler, you can't get to that other room either. It's domestic sciences class. You can't go in the other room. Oh man, you guys are never going to be friends if you keep having negative interactions. Marcia. Marcia. Yeah, they're still not friends yet. Alright, well you guys just keep working on that. And it looks like Lucy's asking Brandy for help. No. Water balloon? No, you guys are not going to go play a water balloon fight. You're going to ask her for something? Ask her to show you how to make candies. Go use the chocolate maker to make some candies. No, don't. Get back inside, you guys. What is it? I understand it's summertime, so everybody wants to be outside, but no. No. See, look, Brandy loved that. Oh, you want me to teach you how to make chocolate candies? Certainly. Man, Marilena really has these... Where is Alexander? Marilena has everybody else working their bums off, and then Alex isn't even in here. Alright. Coral, I think your fun is like as high up as it's gonna get, so why don't we work on your social a little bit? Why don't you call Lilith, since you were really close to being friends with her, and just see how she's doing in college. It's her first school day not being in school, and just see how she's doing with the change of scenery and everything. Let's call Lilith Pleasant, and just to talk. How's it going? We miss you here, but I'm glad you're doing your thing. Alright, and Brandy is showing Lucy how to work on chocolates, and Lucy's like, ah, interesting. And see, Brandy's not eating nearly as many of them as Dirk was. She's actually putting them in the box. And Lucy gained a skill of cooking. Oh, I spoke too soon. Nom, 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 nom. She is gonna shove some more in her face, isn't she? Just wait for it. Yum, nom, 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 nom. And Lucy's the one gaining cookie though, because Brandy is showing Lucy how to do it, so. Which is good. Every sim can use cooking skill points. Always. You guys friends yet? Yes, you are. Finally. Oh my gosh. And Marcia, you must not have gone to the bathroom during lunchtime, but whatever. It's like 3 o'clock anyway, so. Checking on the teenagers. They're all still doing their work. They're all really studious except for Alexander. Look, and they all have pretty good grades too. A+, B, A+. Yeah, they all have pretty good grades. Lucy has a C, Bo has a B, Chandler has a C-. That's not really great, but... Oh, Marcia has an F. Marcia, that's because all she does is socialize. Marcia has absolutely a terrible, terrible grade. Oh my god. Alright, well it's after 3, so we're gonna end school anyway, so let's just pause. And let's finish the classes. We'll finish that class, and then let's go to the school bell, and we will end school for today. It was a pretty productive day, except for Alexander. He's just like totally skipped all his classes. Oh, alright. Alright, they're friends, yay! So Coral and Lilith are friends, which is awesome. I love that they're so close. She still wants to be the master of Dixie, so we're gonna work on that also because I love that for her. So now let's have her clean up a little bit before, because she works until 4 since she's the principal. And like, look at all these trays that are out here. So we're gonna have her clean up some of these lunch trays. There shouldn't be much else that really needs to be cleaned. We could also hire a janitor. Since it is a business, we could just hire an employee to clean. And then they could come in and do that. So we'll have to think about that for next time. But in the meantime, let's pause and let's redeem our final cash perk. So we have about 2,000 simoleons. And once we redeem it, then we will have 52,000. Yeah, so we got 50,000 simoleons for that. So that is a lot of these treasury certificates that we're going to be able to get. So we are going to be putting those on the wall like this. I also got Coral a checkbook. There is still a computer in the main office, but I sold her computer since she doesn't need it. And we're going to use this checkbook to send some scholarships. So I think we're going to send a little bit of money to Angela and Lilith. Maybe just one semester's worth, like 2,500. So we can sell these 2,000 simoleon ones at the bottom, and then the cash flow at the school is actually already over 1,000. So if we sold those ones at the bottom and then sent them each 2,500, which is enough for one semester, then we still have plenty of money collecting interest for scholarships in the future. And, that will help them both since they're pre-made Sims, so they don't have like a college fund from their parents, really. So we're definitely going to do that for them. I think they will be our first scholarship recipients, and we'll probably do that with all of the pre-made teenagers at the very least, at least one semester's worth of scholarship for them. So let's go ahead and sell these two at the bottom here. And they have accrued a little bit of interest since we've had them, but not much. So now we will go over to the checkbook and set the amount in thousands to 2,000, and then set the amount in hundreds to 500. And then we can see that the amount is 2,500 simoleons. So now we are going to select the payee. That actually goes in her queue. So since she is still cleaning, we have to wait for her to finish cleaning before she will go to actually send it to a payee. And we're going to do both Angela and Lilith now that we have the cash on hand. I'm looking for either Angela or Lilith, and neither of them is there. So actually, I don't think that you can send checks from the Sim Wardrobe checkbook to young adults. So I'm going to make a note to look into that so that the next time we come to school tomorrow on Friday, we can send that to them. Because I need to fix that in the mod. So I need to go into the mod and enable it for young adults because for some reason it's not. For now, we'll just head on home and spend some time with Leisure Day with Herb. So it is back at like 9 a.m., not quite, for Herb. So we gotta wait for Coral to get home before we can go out and celebrate Leisure Day. So Herb, why don't you take your bath or your bubble bath that you want to take? Look at Dixie. She took a nice little rest. She's getting up. What are her needs like? Actually, her social is pretty low. It's like halfway. So Herb, don't take a bath, actually. Go and change into your normal clothes and then go play with Dixie. And I'm putting him in his clothes so that if they go outside, he's not walking around outside in his pajamas. So while he's doing that, she's just going to have a little bit to eat. I mean, he doesn't need a bath. His needs are good. But we will let her eat a little snack, and then we'll go outside and get her social up a little bit since it's kind of low. I mean, I wish I could stay home all day with my pets. That's exactly what I would want to do. So he's actually outside waiting for her. I don't know why she's not coming over, but we'll just have them play a little bit. Dixie, would you like to play fetch? I think adopting Dixie was like the best thing that happened to the oldies. Sheldon, are you gay? Did Sheldon just whistle at Herb? He's bringing the bills. Of course he is. That's all you ever bring us. I should have Coral send out some cards so that people get something in the mail other than bills. I think Coral would do that, don't you think? Like a happy summer kind of card? Happy Leisure Day? Maybe. Not today, though, actually. I want them to go do something together. So her social's not going up, but I think Razzle, the social, only gets a boost at the end of it. Yeah, there it goes. She got a big boost from that. And she's checking out who's in her yard. So Herb, why don't you give her a rub belly and stroke and feed her a treat, and then you guys can play some more. Just give her all the love and affection that she could ever want. She deserves it. She's such a good girl. Look how happy she is. These two. Oh my gosh, Dixie is going to be so sad when Herb passes away. I'm so glad that Coral rolled the want to be the master of Dixie, so at least she really wants to spend time with her. Oh, Frigorith is here. Dixie's like, look at that guy. Who is that? Arr! And they both look at him like, what an odd young man. Who was that? I love the two of them. Look how excited she is to play fetch. That's mean, Herb. Look, he's laughing at her because he tricked her. Okay, I'm just gonna have Herb do some house spouse stuff. So why don't you get the bill? Since they're only like 300, we definitely have enough money to pay them. So then you can pay the bills. And then why don't you garden? Because I think your plants need to be watered. But this way he'll water everything that needs to be watered without me having to check them all individually. Darren, are you walking by again? You already came by. Christy, I see that devious look in your eyes. Don't you dare. Are you the one that's been kicking over everybody's trash cans? Well, Herb just saw you and Darren just saw you. You are not going to get away with that. Pause. Why don't you tell her to get lost? Just go straight to ask to leave. I know she'd leave on her own, but it's more for the story. Get lost. Get off my lawn, you deviant. I'm going to report you to the town council. All right, Herb, you got to pick that up. Otherwise, we're going to get roaches, and I definitely do not want roaches. So I'm going to put that on the schedule also for the end of this round. We're going to see if Christy has to pay a fine for that. All right, go back, and there's no more garden under macro, so I don't think that any more gardening needs to be done. But there it is. I don't know why it wasn't there before. So I'm going to have him clean and then garden with whatever else needs to be gardened. But yeah, so we will see if Christy has to pay a fine, then the oldies will get some of that. And then Herb is just going to do his house spouse stuff. It's already 1 o'clock. So after Coral gets home, I was thinking about having them have a pool party. So we could send them to the pool and have them throw a pool party since it's a nice summer day. We could have them grill here at the house and have a party. Or we could take Dixie somewhere that she wants to go. Maybe we should just go to the park. Take Dixie to the park. All right, well, her energy's super low, so let Dixie take a nap before we go anywhere. And Herb's can take care of the house, and then we will send them somewhere probably. I don't think I want them to grill here at home. I think I want them to go somewhere. For leisure day, I feel like it should be more social, not like just going out to dinner or something. So we'll see. But I'm thinking the park, because obviously they're going to take Dixie with them. They're not just going to leave her at home. Especially not for leisure day. Water your plants. Herb is a nature sim, so this is probably his perfect retirement. Taking care of his yard, watering his plants. Oh, and he got his pension check. Awesome. That's what you get for working hard for all those years. Now you get a pension check every day. 200 simoleons. Why don't we take care of some of your needs? Why don't you come use the toilet and stuff? And then I do also want to get them a washer, so we could put it here in this little alcove. We could put it in the bathroom. I actually ended up putting it downstairs in this little alcove because I didn't feel like it really fit in the bathroom upstairs. It looked a little weird. So I didn't actually put a wall there or an archway, but I just put some curtains to make it look like there's an archway there. And then I got them a box of laundry soap, and then I just gave them a drying line outside. So they don't have a dryer, they have a drying line, so they can dry their laundry as long as the weather is nice. So if it's raining or snowing or anything like that, then they can't. But now they can do laundry. They have a washer, and they have this just little spot for it right there. All right, so now he's going to go upstairs and use the toilet, and then we will probably have him do some laundry since they had a bit. And Dixie is taking her nap. So how much laundry do they have? We're just going to get all piles of dirty laundry. So we'll just have him do however many loads of dirty laundry they have. And I need him to put the soap in his inventory also. I just gave them 1 box. They can buy more later if they need it. When they need it. But yeah. I was just watching Dixie while I was waiting for Herb to finish what he was doing. She's so cute. I'm just looking at her relationships also. She's friends with Dustin Broke, which I love because Herb has a soft spot for Dustin. All right, add the detergent and then wash the laundry. I think you have 5, right? Yeah, we have 5 loads of dirty laundry, so we're gonna put the soap in the laundry machine, and then we are going to do 5 loads of laundry. We're gonna have that washing. And then I don't know if we'll actually put it out to dry before Coral gets home or not. We'll have to see. What are you doing? Spying on the neighbors. All right, why don't you come take that bubble bath that you've been wanting to take that's been locked in your wants panel all day? Why don't you just go do that? Your hygiene's not super low, but that's what you want to do, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what being retired means. It means you get to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Just taking a bath at, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why not? Wouldn't that be great? I feel like I should take a day off work just so I can hang out with my pets and catch up on laundry and take a nice bath. Sounds awesome. All right, now he has all these electronic ones. Watch TV, buy a game, play computer game. I mean, we can do some of that. We can play a computer game or watch TV after he's done with his bath. Actually, we can't play a computer game. I don't know, maybe they don't own one. I took out my more computer options mod because it was conflicting with other stuff, but now I can't play a game either, so I don't know what is going on. It must be one of my mods, or maybe they have to own a game. I'm not sure, but we can watch TV. Forget video games. Boop, watch TV. All right, now you want to be friends with Ivy. She is your neighbor, so I kind of love that. You guys are not close to being friends, but we can work on that. That's cool. All right, so Coral is home. Herb's just been watching TV. But now that Coral is home, we are going to send them right back out for a leisure day activity. Okay, let's go somewhere. And then we are going to we're going to take everybody, Dixie and Herb, and we are going to go to, I really haven't decided yet. You know what? We're going to go to the park, I think. I think we're just going to go to Woodland Park, and we're going to take Dixie. Herb can do fishing if he wants. They can have a grill out. They can invite people over. Technically, the swimmable lake is a pool, so we could throw a pool party if we wanted to. But we're just going to go. Herb is a nature sim. He likes to do that. Coral wants to hang out with Herb, and Dixie loves the park. So we're just going to go to Woodland Park for leisure day. Have a nice leisurely afternoon. Or evening, I guess. All right, here we are at Woodland Park. We are arriving. Now, Coral's needs are awful. This is why we don't really take her out after work, because she's just exhausted after the day at the school. So the first thing we need her to do is actually use the toilet. And oh, look, Bornin's here. I think this is the first time we've seen him on any lot but the Tricot lot. So there he is. I hope he doesn't summon any rain. I think only the NPC witches do that. Look, Chandler's telling Mr. Oldie, but medicine is good. Why didn't you take medicine? Like Principal Oldie told you to. That's kind of funny. And Dixie's over there waiting for Chandler, it looks like. I don't know why. I don't even know if she knows him. But after Coral's done in the bathroom, I'll probably have her make something to grill. She's a natural cook, I think, so she's definitely the one who would be making something. I don't think I'm going to have them throw a party because Coral's so exhausted. I wouldn't necessarily want them to stay the whole time for a party. But I'm just going to have them hang out and grill for the neighbors. You know, like Ivy's over there with Meadow, Chandler's here, Comey's here. They're just going to have a nice neighborhood grill out. And they can even go and swim in the lake if they want to. We'll see. All right, she is done. Where are you going? No, don't go over there. All right, come here to the grill area and we're gonna grill. Ooh, stuffed rainbow trout. Let's do that. That sounds really good. So come grill stuffed rainbow trout for everybody. My ingredients mod, I have it deactivated on community lots, so they don't need all of the ingredients in their inventory if they're on a community lot. I mean, I like having the addedness to the game of extra stuff to do, laundry and ingredients and all that, but I don't want it to be so cumbersome that I can't just enjoy playing the game. I love the swimmable lake, and we haven't used it nearly as much as I was hoping, but maybe they'll want to go in after dinner. I also love watching Herb and Dixie just playing fetch on the other side of the lake. Like, just just looking at it from that point of view. Oh, somebody's getting their traits. I was waiting for Coral to finish cooking, and who is this? Oh, it looks like maybe one of the professors based on that outfit. Who is it? Yeah, you're thinking about university, so it must be. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you getting your traits? Professor Jessie Brown. Yep, with a brown skirt. And what color eyes? Please tell me you have brown eyes. Yes, you do. So I hope her favorite color is brown too, but I don't think it was. I didn't actually look at her traits, but there's one of our professors now that we have a university in the works. Or, you know, now that the Pleasant twins are at university, we have a bunch of professors in town. Oh, and Shelly's here. And Phantom, Phantom, where's your sim? Are you just walking around the neighborhood all by yourself? Alexander's just letting you walk around all by yourself? That's not good pet parenting. I'm very judgmental when it comes to that. Sorry, but not really sorry. Oh my gosh, Shelly summoned this rain, I bet. And all our townies don't have umbrellas, because when I gave all the townies their makeovers before I even started playing, I didn't think about giving them umbrellas and things, so none of them have it, so they're all gonna leave now. Yeah, Shelly, this is all your fault. Oh, see, look, our playable sims have their umbrellas, but the townies are all like, I'm out of here, it's raining, no thanks. Yeah, oh, that's a bummer. It kind of ruins our leisure day activity, doesn't it? I like how they're talking about food. They're like, let's talk about food that is not the food in front of us. Well, Daniel's here. Like, everybody left, and then Daniel's like, I'll just eat this. My mother-in-law is a good cook. Although the animations are probably a little bit weird because of the umbrellas. Yeah, because they can't use that hand for the fork and spoon and stuff animation, so it looks really ridiculous, but whatever. I think it's funny. Alright, Herb, you come eat something too. And then Dixie, what are you doing? Dixie's just over here chewing on the squeaky toy. And Vornon's off. I like how it shows us him flying away. But yeah, look, all our townies left. Well, at least it looks like maybe Shelly left also, so hopefully when the rain stops, oh, Shelly also summoned roaches. Of course she did. Of course she did, because why wouldn't she? I love the way he's eating with his. It's funny. Oh god, Coral's energy is tanked. Don't you dare go stomp on those roaches. I do not need you getting sick after I just, you know, potentially, you know, after I brought Herb so much closer to death, save you so that you could run our school. I don't need you getting sick and dying on me. Dina, you're not here. I'm hiding you with the camera. Go away. There. Coral wants to slow dance, though. We're gonna have them slow dance, even though the animations are gonna be weird because of the umbrellas. I hope it stops raining soon. It is 11:30, so they are gonna have to leave soon, but let's have them slow dance, because that's what Coral wants to do. Slow dance. Dina, you're not here. Go away. Go away. I'd hide you with the camera. Slow dancing in the rain, with umbrellas sticking through our shoulders. Oh, you guys are so sweet. They really are one of my favorite couples. I know Herb's a romance sim, so a lot of people play him like a, I don't know, like a Don Lothario kind of romance sim, but I think of him as a completely different type of romance sim. I think he's more of like a soulmate romance sim. He's only got eyes for Coral. I mean, he could have done stuff in this playthrough. He never stepped out, even though he could have, you know. I have ACR, but he didn't. Look at the two of them. Oh, Lilith is like, oh, they're best friends. I hope I can marry my best friend one day. See, they're such a good influence on her. They're such a good role models for her. Good role models for their granddaughters about what nice, healthy, loving relationships look like. All right, guys. It is very, 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 very late. We need to send them home. Yeah. Coral, I know you're about to pass out. I'm aware. It's like almost 1 a.m. By the time you guys get to the car. Oh, who is that? Do we have another professor? Vegetarian, dramatic, erratic, unflirty. Oh boy. Oh boy, yep, another professor. I don't remember how many professors we get. All right, they are arriving home. It is actually after 2 a.m. already. So, oh no! Grim. Yeah. Dixie and Coral both just start immediately crying. Grim, no, don't take Herb. Oh. He's leaving behind 2 people who love him so much. Coral is devastated. Dixie is devastated. Look at Coral now. She wants to beat the Grim Reaper and resurrect Herb. Lord, I feel so bad for Dixie especially. Oh, yeah, Coral, you're exhausted, I know. And Dixie, your needs are probably plummeted now too. Oh, poor sweetie. I'm so sorry. Yeah, look at those needs. Oh no. All right, well, Coral, go to bed. It's after 3. You have 1 more day of work, sweetie. If it was anybody else, I would keep them home. Oh, look at Herb. He's just this little box of ashes now. I'm gonna have to take him to the cemetery, but yeah. All right, Dixie, you can take care of your own needs. And then Coral, I need you to sleep because you have 1 more day of work and then you can retire. So we're going to need to think about who's going to be the next principal. And we also need to think about if Coral's going to stay in this house. Is she going to, I mean, this is going to be like the first time she's going to be sleeping alone in however long. Does she want to stay in this house that she shared with Herb, or does she not want to leave? Oh, look, she's just thinking about him. She's going to miss him so much. Oh, our first death in Pleasantview. Well, it's a very sad way to end the episode, but I am at least glad that we got the whole episode with Herb, that he didn't just die at the beginning when the Ross came. But Grim has finally come to Pleasantview. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you back here in Pleasantview very soon.